Before the sacred throne of my ancestors, my heart chooses you, Oluchi, today and forever, not Kisaram.
In the land of Ologbo, where the ancient rhythms of the drum and the whispers of the ancestors filled every dusk, lived Prince Obinna, the only son of the revered King Anezi and Queen Ifeoma. Born into royalty, his destiny was etched in the stars. He was to wed Kisaram, the illustrious daughter of Chief Oak, a man whose wealth from oak oil and gas was whispered about even in the farthest corners of the kingdom. Yet, the tapestry of fate often weaves unexpected patterns. From a young age, Obinna was schooled in the art of leadership, learning the ancient law of his people, the importance of honor, and the sacred duty to his kingdom. His heart, however, longed for something genuine, something pure. This inner yearning only grew as he prepared for his betrothal. Kisaram, with her inherited arrogance and rebellious airs, was everything the kingdom did not expect from its future queen. Proud and haughty, she smoked with a nonchalance that bordered on defiance and wasted no time in belittling anyone who dared approach her. Her insults and careless words left a bitter aftertaste, and despite the elaborate ceremonies and relentless persuasion by his parents, Obinna's spirit rebelled against this preordained union. In a bid to escape the suffocating expectations of palace life, Obinna often took solitary walks through the vibrant, bustling markets and the quiet, winding paths of Ologbo. One cool evening, as twilight kissed the horizon with hues of purple and gold, the prince's path veered away from the royal gardens. He found himself at the outskirts of the city, where humble folk sold their wares and shared their dreams. Amid the laughter and the clamor of everyday life, his eyes met those of a young woman whose beauty shone not from regal adornments but from an inner light that outshone the stars. Oluchi was her name, a radiant, humble maiden whose life was far removed from the splendor of the palace. With hands calloused by years of hard labor, she hustled through the day, selling freshly harvested vegetables on the roadside. Despite the harshness of her circumstances, Oluchi's eyes held a gentle kindness and a quiet strength. Her beauty was not just skin deep, it was the serene glow of someone who had weathered storms yet remained tender-hearted. Obinna learned of Oluchi's plight when he observed her tending to a modest stall near the great baobab tree. Her stepmother, a woman hardened by bitterness and envy, forced Oluchi into a life of ceaseless drudgery. Meanwhile, her stepsister, Chika, lived a life of leisure, barely lifting a finger to help around the house. As Obinna listened to the murmurs of the villagers and saw the sorrow hidden behind Oluchi's warm smile, his heart ached. He could not fathom a life where such beauty and kindness were stifled by cruelty. Over the following weeks, the prince found himself drawn back to the market. Each visit deepened his admiration for Oluchi, and soon an unspoken love began to bloom. Their meetings, always brief and hushed, soon became the secret threads weaving their destinies together. Under the moonlit sky, in the quiet corners of ancient groves, Obinna promised to cherish Oluchi for who she truly was, regardless of the bonds of duty that tethered him to another. News of Obinna's growing affection for Oluchi could not remain hidden for long. Whispers turned into rumors, and soon the corridors of the palace reverberated with scandal. King Anezi and Queen Ifeoma, bound by tradition and duty, were incensed. They had envisioned a union with Kisaram that would strengthen alliances and secure the prosperity of the kingdom. To them, Oluchi was a commoner, an unsuitable match for a prince destined for greatness. But love, as it often does in the annals of history, proved to be a powerful force. Obinna, determined and steadfast, began to challenge the very foundations of royal expectations. His love for Oluchi was not a fleeting whim but a profound conviction that transcended wealth, status, and even the immutable customs of his people. In defiance of his parents' wishes, he declared his intention to marry Oluchi. Humiliated by the prince's defiance and stung by her wounded pride, Kisaram vowed to reclaim her honor and her destined place by his side. With cunning determination, she devised a scheme to ruin Oluchi's reputation and ensure her own position. Employing the network of influential courtiers and advisors, Kizaram began a relentless campaign of deception and manipulation. Rumors were spun like webs, linking Oluchi to acts of treachery and dishonor, painting her as a woman unworthy of the royal blood. Yet, as her plot unfurled, hidden truths began to emerge. A mysterious figure from the past, a sorcerer exiled long ago, whispered secrets in the corridors of power. He revealed that Kizaram's arrogance was not inherent but born from a deep-rooted insecurity. In a twist that no one could have foreseen, it was discovered that Kizaram's lineage bore a dark secret, a transgression that had haunted her family for generations. This revelation threatened not only her claim to the royal marriage but also the very stability of Chief Oke's legacy. As the conspiracy reached its zenith, the kingdom of Ologbo was plunged into a maelstrom of suspicion and strife. The once celebratory halls of the palace turned into battlegrounds of whispered accusations and clandestine meetings. In a dramatic confrontation during the royal council, the sorcerer, compelled by a mix of remorse and justice, stepped forward to confess the hidden past of Kizaram's family. The revelation was staggering, a tale of betrayal, lost honor, and curses that had haunted them through the ages. The disclosure forced King Anazi and Queen Ifeoma to confront the possibility that they had been upholding a legacy of deceit, one that may have overshadowed the true essence of leadership, compassion, justice, and truth. Even as many in the court clamored for retribution, Obinna saw an opportunity for reconciliation and renewal. In a stirring address, he implored his parents and the assembled elders to reconsider the meaning of duty. He reminded them that the true strength of Ologbo lay not in rigid adherence to tradition but in the capacity to embrace change, to see beyond titles and wealth, and to honor the hearts of those who serve the kingdom. At the height of the tension, with the air thick with uncertainty, Obinna made his choice public. With the eyes of the kingdom upon him, he renounced the prescribed union with Kizaram and declared his unwavering love for Oluchi. In that moment, the heart of Ologbo was stirred, voices that had long been silenced rose in support of the prince's bold stand. As the celebrations of the new union commenced, the kingdom of Ologbo underwent a metamorphosis. The streets were filled with joyous chants, and the night sky glittered with the promise of a brighter future. Oluchi, once seen as a mere vendor of vegetables, was now celebrated as a symbol of hope and resilience. Her story, intertwined with the destiny of a prince who dared to defy convention, reminded everyone that even in the face of betrayal and scandal, love, true, unyielding love, could conquer all.